Hey there, I'm going to share with you the key driver for growth. If you want to grow your business without feeling overwhelmed, then this is going to be really important for you. I talk to a lot of consultants, and many of them, if not all of them, want to grow, right? They want to go beyond where they are. They want to achieve and realize their potential. They want to have a bigger impact on their industry, on their ideal clients, and they want to achieve greater income. But what often holds them back is actually themselves. So if you look at what is the number one thing that will help you to grow beyond where you are right now without feeling so overwhelmed, like if you're at a place right now where you're doing a lot of different things, but you're not able to really move the needle as much as you'd like, it's likely that that's happening because you are trying to do everything yourself. And this is a very common problem that we see. And it's understandable, right? You know your business better than anyone else. You are likely doing a lot of the delivery. You've kind of got the business to where it is today. But what got you to where you are today will not get you to where you want to be. At some point in your business, you likely will need to look at making some changes. And one of those changes, one of the most powerful changes that you can make in your business is to start building a team around you, recognizing that you don't need to do everything yourself. And to clarify, this does not need to be a full-time team. You don't have to go out and hire a bunch of people right away. You can start with some freelancers, use some services, contractors, whatever it might be, part-time people, and then maybe it's full-time at some point. But doing this is incredibly important. Why? Because then you're able to do a lot more, right? You only have so much time yourself. You only have two hands. So how can you go beyond where you are? You start building and bringing in other experts. That might be someone that is helping you with your podcast, or helping you to do outreach, or to do follow-up, or to do research, or to do design, or like Jack here right now, who's helping you with this video, right? Sure, I could do this myself, but it's not gonna be as good as it's gonna be because Jack is here, right? So this is what I'm talking about. It's about building out your team, looking for opportunities that that are gonna help you to create more progress, more growth, to move the business forward, but not having you try to do all of that yourself. Now, what's the number one reason that holds people back from doing this? And one thing that I completely understand, because I've been there before. I remember this early in my career. I faced this exact same issue, which is why I didn't, maybe grow the business in the early days as quickly as I could have. And that was, I told myself, number one, there's two reasons I would say. Number one, I said, Michael, you know this better than anyone else. It'll take you longer to train that person, so just do it yourself. And I persuaded myself that this was true, but it wasn't, right? I could have definitely taught someone else. And what we suggest to our clients now is, if you're doing something more than once, then don't try and do it yourself, right? It's better to build a system and a process around it, and then bring on a team member or a service or whatever it might be to help you to do it. Because if you're doing things that aren't at your highest and best use and kind of value creation, then you're actually losing money and losing opportunity. I'll talk about that in just a moment. So that's number one. But number two that holds people back is they look at building a team as a cost, as an expense, instead of as an investment. And I completely understand that as well, because I remember early in my career, I would look at every dollar coming in and out, and I would say to myself, well, yeah, I could bring someone in to help with this, but that means I have to pay them, and that's going to cost money, and that's money that could be going into my pocket, right? That's short-term thinking. And so again, I understand it, because in the early days especially, you might be conservative, or maybe you're already many years on into the business and this is just how you've been operating, but it's a false way of operating in my opinion. And so I would respectfully suggest to you that look at this not as an expense or a cost, but rather as an investment. And I'll give you a very tangible example. Let's say that you're using an hourly fee, and if you followed my videos and you've been in the world of consulting success for some time, you know how we feel about hourly fees. But let's just say that you've kind of arrived at your hourly fee, or your hourly value, at $250 an hour, just to make it simple. So that's what your value is. Well, what if you can go out and you've made now a list of all these different areas in your business that you're spending time on that aren't your highest and best use, right? That others could help you with, but you're just doing it all yourself right now. Well, what if you went out and you found somebody for $50 an hour that could do those things for you? Now, $50 an hour, right? That's a considerable amount of money. You can find very good people for that. So we're just using these numbers because they're simple for our purposes here for math. But let's say $50 an hour, right? You find great people. Well, you might go, yeah, but Michael, that's $50 an hour. If I have someone for 10 hours, that's $500. That's a lot of money. Yes, But if your value is $250 an hour, right now, every hour that you yourself spend doing those things, you're actually losing $200, right? Your value is $250, but somebody else could do it for $50. So the difference between your $250 and that $50 is $200. So you might be thinking that it's a cost and an expense to bring someone on or a service or whatever it might be. You're thinking, well, I'm losing money. It's an expense, it's a cost, but no. In fact, it's an investment because it makes you more money. When you now unlock that time, you now get someone else to help you with that thing, whether it's $50 an hour, $10 an hour, $100 an hour, whatever it might be, right? The difference between that and the value that you can go out and earn by focusing on building the business or creating intellectual property or doing follow-up or whatever it might be to really, move the business to that higher level, that's an investment because the return that you can get on that is considerably greater by you freeing up your time. And an example that I often share to clients is, look at what you're spending your time on every single week. And imagine if over whether it's a week or a month that you had 10 additional hours or 20 additional hours of just time that you're now spending on low value tasks. By getting that off to somebody else, do you feel confident that you'd be able to go out and create several more conversations with ideal clients, if not maybe land one of them as a client? And almost every single person says yes, I'd be able to make significantly more progress and move my business development and my marketing efforts forward if I had that much more time. Well, this is exactly how you do it. So if you are committed to growing, if you want to achieve more, if you want to realize greater potential, stop trying to do everything by yourself. Instead, look at what can you do right now, where you spend your time that is not the highest and best use of your time, and then start to get other people involved in that. Build out your bench of talent. You don't have to go out and hire a bunch of people right away. They don't have to be full-time people, but make a list and then start finding whether it's services or technologies, tools, or people that can take over that work so you can delegate it to them. And yes, you will need to spend a bit of time training those people and getting it just right, but that's okay. Because once you've done it once and you keep working with them a little bit, you're gonna look back and go, I'm so glad that I did that. That's exactly what I've gone through. That's exactly what so many of our clients have gone through as we worked with them through this process. It'll free you up considerably, not only with time, but you'll be able to go out and make a greater impact. You'll be able to see your business grow significantly more and your income will grow as a result. And that's why it's actually a great investment. It's not a cost. So if you want to grow without feeling overwhelmed, stop trying to do everything yourself.